Hi guys, we are here with the top 4 decklist from Basile Francesco. Okay, so what you played?
I play Savage Dragons.
And any shout out before we start?
Yeah, I'd like to shout out to my friend Federico Mondini, which lent me a few cards, which I played today, and overall for being an amazing friend. Like, he usually drives for locals and bigger events, so definitely want to shout him out. Like, he's a real friend. He really deserves it.
Okay, so we can start with the deck file.
Definitely. Alright.
And now, a quick shout out to our sponsors. The first one being GRAAD, the best grading company in Europe, which offers grading services for all languages and TCG. The second one, EXTIMATE-CARDS, is one of our top Italian sellers on the market, which shop is in Albenga, where you can eat and play with your mates every single day. Then, SCROLLANDLOCK Gaming, the safest place where you can play online tournaments for money, cards, custom products, and whatever you might need. Last but not least, we have Playmat per Tutti. They produce amazing custom playmats that may have your own custom images. All sponsor links are in the description down below.
Free cards, this card is insane.
Can you turn them? Thank you.
This card is insane, it's the best search, you always want to see this in your hand, and really, if you see it, it's very likely that you're going to play it.
Yeah.
Free hers, this is pretty standard. Searches for Cyber Dragon, it's pretty cool to recycle Cyber Dragons from the graveyard, but it's also it's really used just for way more out from the deck, and it can be pretty useful. Like, you can just special summon it and get rid of something in the extra motor zone. So I definitely wouldn't cut this to any less. Like, you really have to play it. So Nexers is an interesting card because it revives machines, but it can be very bricky. I was very undecided between playing one or two, but I ended up playing two because I feel like most of the games that I lose, it's because I don't see actual Savage Dragon monsters. So I felt like maximizing on the small ones was the right choice. And after today's tournament, I feel like 2 is the preferred ratio. Like, a lot of people cut it down to 1, but I feel like 2 is very standard and solid, considering that I play machine duplication as well. Cyber Dragons.
Standard.
Say, best card in the deck. Best deck. 2 Galaxy Soldiers. I only play 2 because playing 3 feels very bricky. Like, you never want to open any more than 2, and overall it's searchable. So I really don't never play 3. Again, I feel like it's very bricky. One casual, like, I think it's one of the very few decks that can actually search the casual, and it proved to be very useful today because I was able to move DPs and around the floor a few times, so it was more on my opponents because they didn't know that I could search the casual with the Cyber Pepland, but yeah, it was pretty useful. It does get sided out sometimes, but if you're going first, I feel like if you're going second, like first game, I feel like you want to see this. 3 emergencies.
Yeah, standard.
Best card in deck. 1 repair plan because most of the time you only need 1. As in, the first match you're always gonna go second. Very standard, unless you're playing as Sky Strikers. And the reason behind only playing 1 is that you're very likely to OTK in that turn, depending on the end traps that you drew, the end board that you're playing against. But overall, I don't want to see 2 because I feel like 1 is perfect. Warrior system. A lot of people don't play this card, but I feel like it's very solid, especially now that a lot of people are playing DPE, because this card doesn't target and it prevents any destruction, so you can get any monster on the field, especially an extra, so you can revive Novas and
Yeah.
okay. One Overload, I will play one because, again, it's the same thing. Like, I don't want to see. Overall, I don't want to see this card when we're second. I want to search it off of Anaconda. And the deck aims to finish quickly. Like, you only need one, and it has to be solid. It needs to end the game right there. So I just don't want to see this in my hand. I want to see my starters. I want to search to make my combo and end up with Anaconda and Rapid Rack. Free machine applications. This card is insane. Honestly, if you're able to resolve both Cole and this card, you're winning the match. Like it's just that ridiculous. It's a +2 for absolutely free, and it's not even once per 2. It's actually pretty interesting. Free prosperities. Needless to say, like if you're going first, the deck needs this. Otherwise, you're just gonna break very hard, and you're not playing. I still break pretty hard, even seeing this and revealing 6. So pretty sad, but I feel like you really need this. This can make it not OTK in the first turn, but if you're still going to end up with Infinity and Dragoon, chances are you still won the game regardless. So
Yeah.
One Fairy Duster, one could buy, standard.
Yeah.
I lose to Black Rule. Floodgates, there can be one. Gozen, I don't like those. Could buy needs free answer, and he's also good going first. It has a lot of matchups. Quick standards, so Monster Reborn, because honestly, when I'm going second and I'm playing against a lot of interruptions, like interruptions that specifically pop cards and get rid of stuff, you know, I can just use this, bring back a monster from the graveyard, like either graveyard, make Anaconda Dragoon, and that's still worth it. And Instant Fusion, it's pretty cool. I can special summon the level 5 machine to make no Infinity, so I wouldn't cut this. Free draws in the main deck, because I feel like in this format it was the most resilient matchup, and really hurt a lot of decks. And I feel like I wouldn't replace it. Like it's just that result. Like if you're playing against Skyscrapers, Warsaw, maybe it doesn't hit them too harshly, but it hurts them to the point where you're able to break through the board I made and OTK. So I really like this card. I like it in the main deck. So Imperms, no explanation. Absolutely no explanation. It's just insane. Free droplets, because I like negating things and I'm going second. Very strong. It's not very strong because I can send core renders when second to just negate, and also avoid the imperms and the Vader and stuff that targets my monster. So for example, I can just normal core, they chain like imperm, I can chain droplet, send core as close, so I can negate one and get the search off of very good. And Dragoon package.
Yeah.
You need this. The deck doesn't go for it. It's also amazing going second. Like you can get tons of interruptions on your Cyber Dragon stuff, and you can still punish with Anaconda Dragoon, which is still kind of OTKing. So really good. I wouldn't cut this. It's bad to see the bricks, but it's just good.
Okay, now extra deck.
Okay, the extra deck I'm playing War Rampage.
Yeah.
But honestly, it's standard. A lot of people play 2 and 2, but I feel like you all need one. Like you need to get rid of Shaba, one Panzer. This is my instant fusion target. This I can special summon off of Nova. For example, I'm playing against Dogma. One Seeger. This is enables the decay, but a lot of the time I don't actually go into this, but I still like going into this. Infinity, Nova, self-explanatory. One Zeus. There are times when I prefer having Zeus rather than the Infinity on Renegade, so it's a machine, so even if you're locked, you can still make it, so it's pretty cool. Almirars, so you can dump the core you know summon and activate Cyber Weapon. Relinquish the animal because I play a lot of level 1 monsters and it's now to village auto spell casters, which does come up sometimes, and it's beautiful to break rules. Dragoon and Dragoon is self-explanatory, Anaconda, both for Red As Fusion and Overload.
Yeah. And now side deck?
Side deck? So side deck I don't like too much. Like, here, one Imperial Order, others play it, I lost a lot to this card. It's ridiculous, I have to play it. One red reboot because it totally makes sense, especially with the shape the meta is seeing, and I want 40k, so it's perfect. 3 judgments because if I'm going first, I want to keep Dragoon and Infinity on the board. I don't like Dark Ruler and droplets and that kind of stuff. Cool. 3 Cyclones because flooding gates exist. I don't know what to say. 3 Lancer because I feel like it hurts a lot of the problematic matchups like Warsaw and Virtual Board. And overall, I feel like it's still pretty able to make things, right? 3 Spell. Again, the same reason behind the judgments and insane. Very strong. A lot of people don't play this card in the side deck, but I feel like if you can afford it, it's very, very useful. And 1 overflow. I'm playing this in the side and not in the main because I don't want to see it as the deck wants to go second, and if you go second, you see that this it's an absolute brick. But this is easily one of the strongest cards of the deck. This card is very good going first, and you can win games alone.
So guys, that's it for the top 4 deck list, and now we will move on with the other top 4 deck list.